Can you talk about yourself and your work?
Yes. I my father was a carpenter, and so I kind of grew up around woodworking, and I built houses for 25 years, and I had to retire early from injuries, so I decided to start building birdhouses. And the only way I could do it was by finding old barn wood and recycled wood, and I started building them with that stuff. That was over 20 years ago. And now I have built over 6,000 homes for birds, 6,000 birdhouses.
6,000 bird houses.
Yeah.
So, what do you do with bird houses? Do you sell them? Do you make money?
Uh, Originally, I just built them for my house and for my yard, but then people saw them and they wanted them. So I started selling some. I sold a lot, yes, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to move here. But
Mhm.
yeah, I've sold a lot of them, and basically just keep putting my money back into building more and fixing my house at the same time. But I
Mhm.
love watching the birds every day and hearing them and seeing them every day. So it's a really good hobby, and it's good to recycle and stuff like that also. So I try to build them as cheap as possible. Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. John, in our meeting, some of the participants don't know English, so I need to translate this into
Okay.
Turkish. E,
Sure.
Arkadaşlar, kısaca Türkçe'ye de çevirmek istiyorum. John Kanada, Ontario'dan katılıyor. Şu an saat orada 2. Kendisi kuş evleri yapıyor. Yaklaşık 20 yıl önce bir kaza sonucu emekli olmak zorunda kalmış marangoz. Sonrasında kendi bahçesinde kuş evleri yapmaya başlıyor. E, Yani 20-25 yıldır da kuş evleri yapıyor. Başlarda kendisi hobi olarak yapmış ama daha sonra bahçesinde gören insanlar talep ettikçe bunu satmaya ve para kazanmaya da başlamış. Bugüne kadar 6.000 tane kuş evi yaptım diyor. Muazzam kuş evleri var. Biraz sonra gösterecek bize. Bu şekilde sorularımız varsa bu arada öğrencilerimiz hazırlayabilir. İsterseniz kutudan da atabilirsiniz, isterseniz sorabilirsiniz. Daha hoş olur bu arada. Okay, John. So, why bird houses? Do you have lots of maybe kinds of birds in your area?
Yes, we have probably about 20 different types that I've seen every day. I think the biggest reason why birdhouses is because my father used to build thousands of them also, but he built them for like conservations and parks. So he would be building hundreds at a time. So as a little kid, we helped him build them, I guess. So I've always had this idea in my head for years about building them. And
Hı
just I
hı.
love seeing animals and birds and stuff like that. But yeah, we have a lot of birds here and lots of squirrels and chipmunks and stuff like that, rabbits. So it's really nice. Just it's a really peaceful um, area here for sure.
Hı hı. Okay, thank you. Ee, Bir soru sordum ben. Neden kuş evi? Çok mu kuş var sizin orada diye. Evet gerçekten var ama babam da ben küçükken o da marangozdu. Çok kuş evi yapmıştı o da yüzlerce. Ben de onun ardından yapmaya devam ettim. Zaten burada çok kuş var ama aynı zamanda tavşan çok fazla, sincaplar, diğer sincap türleri de çok fazla dedi. Çok güzel bir bölgede yaşadığını söyledi. Uh, okay, John. Do you have any questions, friends, the teachers or the students? If you have any questions, okay, I need to see the messages. Nice to meet you, John. I will try to solve the problem with the audio, one of the teachers says. And it's nice to have such a chance, one of our teachers texted. Do you have any questions, students, dear kids? Or John, do you have any questions or something if you want to see learn our project or something?
Yeah, I'm curious to know like do you have a lot of bird watchers there also? Like, do people build birdhouses like they do here?
In our country or in our areas?
Yes.
Um, Actually, in my area, we don't have lots of birds. I mean, lots of kind of birds. But especially the council in Canada, I don't know, what do you say, municipality or council?
Yeah, municipality.
Municipality, yes. They build some tiny bird houses
Yeah,
on the trees. They are sometimes red, green, or maybe
yeah,
blue.
yeah.
That's
My
all.
father.
But yeah, but personally, people don't build birdhouses, to be honest. What about
Okay.
your friends in Europe, in your countries? Do you have birdhouses or do you build in your gardens?
In here in Canada?
No, the friends in Europe. I'm
Okay.
asking the friends, or also John in your area. Maybe you have some other friends. Maybe lots of people are building birdhouses. Friends, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, I have a question for John. John, can you tell us what materials do you use for making your houses? Can you
Uh,
show us one of them,
yeah,
please?
I can. Yes, I can do that. Most of the houses I build them out of old barns, old barns that have fallen down. So it's all recycled wood. Um, so it's very easy to get and it's cheap. So this is one here. These are all the wood is 180 years old.
Oh my God.
180 years old barn. So,
Yeah.
was the barn in your garden?
No, it was just properties close by. Um, People that just didn't bother with the old barn. They let it fall down, and then what they would do is burn them. So I always clack the wood before they stick a match to it. So I save it, give it more life. So this big one here was already up for 20 years, and I brought
Yeah,
it down because the base started rotting on it. So
yeah, it really looks great. It looks like a reconstruction of some building or something. Look like a work of
uh,
art.
just off the top of my head, I look at different buildings and get ideas, but it's just off the top of my head. This one has 103 rooms in it.
How many rooms?
Excuse me, how many?
103,
100.
103.
Ah,
over 100, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
what
and they
size are the birds that can fit in there?
mostly around here, mostly sparrows and wrens and chickadees. So some of them have a rooftop pool on them, like a bird bath. So whenever it rains, the water fills up and they have a bath in there. I just watch the birds and get ideas from watching them, I guess.
mm-hmm.
I can show you a couple that are already up over here too. There's some big
John,
ones
can
here.
I translate in a minute, please?
Yep,
Just a second.
sure.
Arkadaşlar, arkada gösterdiği o büyük kuş evi 180 yıllık eski bir ahırdan aldığı parçalarla yapmış. Kendi bahçesinde değildi, sordum. Hayır dedi, civarda bir yer zaten kırıp onu yakacaktı. Ben onlardan aldım ve yaklaşık 100 odalık bir kuş evi yaptım dedi. 20 yıl önce yapmış onu. En eski yaptığı kuş evlerinden biriymiş. Arkası tamamen kuş evi, bakarsanız. YouTube'da da çok fazla videosu var. Yes, John, please.
Some of these, like this one here, it was I took the wood out of my house when I was renovating. So instead of throwing away the wood, I turned it into a birdhouse like this, and these here. So everything gets used up. I don't waste anything. Uh, Also, the roofing material, like down here, this is old barn steel that was on a barn. So I recycled the steel also.
Mm-hmm. So this is really an upcycling thing. Yes, you
Yeah,
use the old
yeah.
things and you reuse and transform.
Yes, I give it a new life in a different form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's about the best way to describe it. Yes.
Okay. John, I think a student wants to ask. Egemen,
Yes, teacher.
Egemen, you have a question, I think.
Yes. How many hours it take you to build these houses?
Okay, the big greenhouse I just showed you, that one took me 2 years to build, on and off. So some of them take a very long time.
So around 2 years.
Yeah, I usually work on 5 or 6 houses at a time. So I just go back and forth. And sometimes I don't really have an idea in my head what I'm doing. So it'll sit there for a while until I figure it out. But
Mhm.
eventually it gets done. Sometime, yeah.
Okay.
It's so very long.
Some, yes, and some can be 3 weeks. Some of them can go pretty fast, even though they're big. If I know what I'm building, it goes fast. If I have an
Mhm.
idea, so
Okay. There's a question. What should we put in the bird's nest? Straw and stones.
the birds take care of the nesting themselves. They will fill it. They fill the compartment solid with nesting. They use string, anything they can find, branches, soft branches, straw, and they'll fill that completely up the compartment right up, except for the center of it, and then they live in that, and they stay in them all winter.
So you just build the nest, the house, and
Yeah,
they make it home.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
stay in them all year round, and they refresh their own nesting before they have babies each year.
Okay. Okay. And do birds really go inside
Oh
some
yes,
your houses? In my garden, they tend to prefer nests built by themselves on the roof's edge.
yeah. Here they I take videos and I put them on YouTube of birds making the nest and living in them, so people can see that they really use them.
Okay. And at the same time, I will find some of your videos on YouTube. But also, friends, it's very easy. If you write on YouTube, bird houses, excellent bird houses, you can easily find the videos of John. Yes, because you are really famous and you have lots of videos by newspapers or some people came to your home and
Documentaries,
get
yes.
got some videos. So it's so easy. You can see the garden totally. Good idea. Looks good. Very nice. Okay, that's all now. Okay, John. So do you have any other things other than bird houses? What
Yeah,
do you do to
um,
upcycle?
I also uh, make like a arbor out of branches. So I can show you the pit. I can show you right here what it is.
Yeah, arbor. Yes, this is an arbor.
Yeah, that's an arbor out of branches. And when it gets windy, you can hear this thing here. Sounds really nice.
Okay. So it's
And
somewhere to
also
sit under, yeah? Or
to
or just
more for
decoration.
walking through. It's like an entrance.
Okay.
You could make it to sit in too, also with benches. Yes.
Okay. And
And
what else do you have in your garden?
also a truck that I built out of old barnwood, and the wheels come off of an old wagon, so they've been re upcycled from 2 different wagons before this. So
Okay.
so it gets
Vagonlardan almış tekerlerini eski bir yine ahırdan bozdu bunu yaptım diyor. So how old is that?
the wood itself is about 100 years old, and what I do is I put plants in it each year, so it's like a
Okay.
planter.
Aha. Çiçek dikiyormuş her sene ama 100 yaşında bir ahşap diyor. Okay. So, can we see your garden? It's so big, yes, with full of bird houses.
Yeah, like this here is the main road in front of my house,
Hı hı. Ana
and
yol
then
geçiyor. Hı hı.
my yard is 200 feet. So there's houses all around that. The house straight ahead is a copy of my own house.
Hı
It
hı.
lights up at night. It lights up at night. And then a
Which
bunch
one
here.
on the left corner? On the right corner? No, this
Uh,
the long high one, yeah.
right here.
Which one is your copy of your house?
Oh, right straight ahead.
Tam karşıdaki evimin tam bir kopyası minyatürü diyor. Hı hı.
So you see the balcony,
Hı
like
hı.
mine.
So this is your home. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. And it
Okay.
lights up. It lights up at night. This house up
Gece
here.
yanıyor ışığı. Hı hı.
This house was built from lumber out of my house. The wood, the wood is 120 years old on that.
Hı hı.
And
120 yaşında bir ahşap evden çıkardığım bir parçadan yaptım diyor. Hı hı.
this this is another big one here. The wood is about 60 years old. I run it through a wood planer to clean it up to make it look new, and then it goes gray again.
Okay. Hı hı.
And you can see the pool in the top of it too.
Okay. So in summer, do you put some water for the birds maybe?
I just let it whenever it rains.
Okay. Yağdığında doluyor zaten diyor. Hı hı.
And then there's a couple more here.
Hı
Uh,
hı.
a lot a lot of these houses I've built multiple times. This one I've built probably 10 times already.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. About 10?
Yeah, this one I've built 10 times already, the blue one.
Okay. Yaklaşık 10 kez yaptım
People
onu diyor.
keep
Hı hı.
asking, and then I keep building the same one over and over. Some of these are very old, like this is a 150-year-old barnwood up there.
Hı hı. 100 yaşın üzerinde diyor şu yaptığım ev. Okay. So John, is it okay? Because we cannot hear you.
Oh, hang on.
Okay.
I'll move over close to the, here I can see you now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, that's okay now.
Yeah.
Do you also design other products or do you only make birdhouses? Okay, you already showed us. Nilay hocam gösterdi zaten hani o sırada yaptığı traktörü falan. How much is one medium birdhouse you built? So, yes, okay.
A medium house, about say 36 inches square. A medium house, about $400 or $500.
$400 or $500. 400 ya da
Yeah.
500 dolara satılıyormuş orta boy bir yaptığı ev. Can
And
you
that's for,
create other objects with wood? Yes. Yeah.
I can build anything and everything that anybody can think of pretty well.
Mhm.
I build everything. That's all I've done all my life is build things. So I built sheds and arbors and fences and gazebos, decks and all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
I can show you like a few things like this one here around my tree. That this is a deck I built.
Mhm.
The shed way over in the corner is also made from recycled wood, shipping
Mhm.
crates. Greenhouses made out of shipping, out of recycled wood. So I pretty well built, and then my other garage here. So I have pictures of my work so people can see it when they come visit.
John, is your house wooden?
Most of it is, yes. That's the back of my house here.
I asked that question because we know in Canada it's really cold in winter. So how can you do it when it's very cold?
Yeah, and I used to build houses in the wintertime, so it was very cold. That my house is wood and brick.
Okay. Hem
So the
ahşap hem
main
tuğla,
part
kışın çok
is
soğuk
brick.
diye sordum. Hı hı. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There is a good question. What is the hardest part about building a birdhouse?
Physically, it's my health more than anything because I have chronic pain, fibromyalgia. So sometimes my mind says build something, but my body doesn't agree. So that's the only problem that I have is a lot of pain all the time.
Hı hı.
So I
Evet.
build them to help deal with pain.
Okay. I need to translate. En zor bölümü nedir diye sormuş. Hani I'm sorry, I need to translate just a minute. En zor bölümü nedir diye sordu bir öğrencimiz. John da çok fazla sağlık sorununa sebep olabiliyor. Çok ağrı çekiyorum. En zor bölüm bence bu diyor ev yapmakla ilgili. Okay, Hanen please.
I I started. I've been around woodworking all my life. Um, the idea of what I'm doing now with the birdhouses, I've had since I was 5 years old. So the birdhouses I've built now for the last 22 years. Oh, can you see me?
Yes, yes, yes, yes. We can hear you.
Okay, I cut out there. Yeah, so I've been around woodworking all my life, but birdhouses a little over 20 years. And I had the idea since I was a little kid about these big houses in the air. And now it makes sense now to why I'm doing them. But I kept dreaming about it all the time. I think my father put that in my head, maybe, but
Okay, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
We have two students. They want to ask questions. One is Egemen and Ege. Okay, now Ege. Ege, you have a question, I guess.
Oh, do
Ege,
I have one?
a student wants to ask a question. Ege, can you hear me?
Hello.
Ege, okay, do you have a question?
What species of birds are there?
There's a lot of sparrows, lots of blue jays, woodpeckers, wrens, chickadees, lots of them, lots of starlings, which a lot of people don't like for some reason. I'm trying to think of this. There's all kinds of cardinals. I think there's about at least 20 different types that we have here all the time. Mostly smaller birds, and some of them don't really nest in a house either. So they'll nest on them, but not in them.
Okay, another question. A question? Okay.
Ben soracaktım da daha önceden
Okay,
sorulmuş
okay,
ama
Egemen.
o yüzden.
There is another student, but I cannot read his or her name because the alphabet is different. Okay, please, can you ask the question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does the squirrels climb to the bird's house?
Pardon me?
Yes.
Can you, yes.
Cut out here.
I think she is asking, do the squirrels climb up the bird houses?
The sparrows, they
The squirrels.
squirrels.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, squirrels. We have a problem with squirrels here for sure. They will chew on the opening of it and make it bigger. So
Mhm.
what I do is I make the windows in them, which I can show you right here. So I make it like this. So if they do chew it, I can just replace the window.
Okay. Böyle bir sorun yaşarsak, sincap tırmanırsa pencerelerin yerlerini falan değiştiriyorum diyor. Okay. Would you be happy to do this job? Do
I
you?
love what I love what I do, so it doesn't feel like a job at all.
Yeah. It's your
I'm retired.
hobby, yeah.
Yeah, I'm retired for over 20 years, so I still build these every day just to keep myself busy, and I love what I do.
Okay. Yağmur. Yağmur. There's a question, I think. Yağmur, I think your microphone is off. Yağmur. Okay, Saliha.
Yeah, teacher, I have a question for John. Have you any birds, John?
Yes, there's lots here. At the moment, there isn't very many because someone around here dumped a bunch of cats here, so I'm feeding cats more right now than birds. And I don't want to feed the birds if the cats are here. But otherwise, yes, I have probably 300 or 400 birds here all the time.
But you also have dogs, yeah? Do you have
For me,
dogs? You have two
yes,
dogs.
two dogs. Yeah, two little dogs, and now probably about 12 cats running around.
Okay.
Not mine, but I'm feeding them anyway.
John, it is the last 10 minutes. So if the kids have some other questions, because the time runs, it goes so fast.
Yeah.
What is the most unexpected thing you have seen in a birdhouse?
Uh, when I'm building the birdhouses, I've had birds fly inside them as I'm building them, and I turn to cut a piece of wood, and when I turn back, they fly out at my face. But I guess they're anxious to move in. But yeah, I see it. It's the amount of birds I see all the time too. There's so many. Sometimes every house has birds in them when it's really busy.
Okay. Thank you, John. So I think we have nearly finished with the meeting. Do you have any other questions?
Yes, can I have a question for John?
Yes, okay. Senem, please.
Hello, John. One of my students is asking, do you build real houses?
Do I build real houses?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And your bird houses are amazing
thanks.
these days.
I used to build real houses for 25 years. So I've built a couple hundred houses of real houses, yes.
Mhm.
That's why I can build these so easily because I was a house builder.
Okay, thank you. And I have a question. What advice would you give to someone building their first birdhouse?
The best advice I would give is to just build it any way you want, and make sure it's not too big and heavy either, because that helps. It's a lot easier putting them up, but if you have to put them up yourself. But basically, build anything you want because the birds will probably move in. The main thing is to have the proper entrance size hole for them, and that's it, and the nest size. But they move in pretty fast.
Okay, thank you.
Can I
Hello,
Can
I
I
have a question too. Sorry.
Hanan, please, yeah.
Are there what birds? I can't understand.
Association to funding to give money
Oh,
or help you.
no, nothing. No, no. Yeah, nobody really does anything for birds except for me and whoever builds the houses, I guess. There's no big bird thing around here for some reason. There should be, but there isn't.
Can I share some ideas?
Sure.
Hello, John. Thanks for this
Hello.
chance. Maisa from Palestine. I think it is very good idea as you contribute in saving biodiversity for birds.
The diversity, I'm not sure what you mean.
The biodiversity of birds, that birds can reproduce and making more and more numbers.
Oh yes, yeah, and I see lots of babies all the time too, and I also make bird feeders for them, so I feed them, and I watch the babies grow up, and then they just keep popping. They keep populating more and more all the time.
Yeah, it is beautiful and it is saving biodiversity for birds. But I want to
Yeah.
ask you, you provide food for birds, or how you can provide foods birds themselves, or you?
Yes, I do feed the birds mostly in the wintertime when we have a lot of snow here. They can't really get their food out of the ground, so I feed them in the wintertime, and I go through a lot of food.
Okay, is your area for making birds houses? You have visitors
Yeah,
from schools, from any society, in order to make upcycling is a beautiful thing for the people.
I get a lot of I get about 4 or 5,000 visitors a year that stop here from all over the place, from all over the world. Actually, they come in bus loads sometimes. I get school students come from the schools and stuff like that. Um, yeah, they're all over the place, and I've had 2 documentaries done, lots of magazines and stuff like that. So they're really gotten out there in the last 5 or 10 years. People have heard of them, and YouTube and Facebook. I have a group called Extreme Bird Houses, and I post all my houses on there, and there's about 6,000 members on there,
Thank
and anyone is welcome to join.
Thank you, John. Your idea is very creative, I think.
Thanks. I think
Thank
about it
you.
all
Hello,
the
I
time.
have a question too. Hi,
Okay,
John.
John, it's the last 3 minutes.
Okay.
So if you don't have any other questions, Alice, maybe this is the last question because we don't have enough time, I think. Alice,
Yes.
yes, please.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Yasin from Italy. I have a question.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello. My name is Francesco Iello. I attend Nautical Institute in Obixio, and I have a question for John. What about the risk of fire with so many objects made by wood? Do you take any precautions?
For fires?
Yeah.
No, nothing here. We're pretty safe here. A lot safer than like United States is. We don't have the fires like they have. We have a lot cooler temperatures all the time, and it just doesn't happen very often here. Like average houses will burn sometimes, but I've never had anything happen to my bird houses or the weather. We get high wind from the lakes, but nothing, no damage or nothing so far in over 20 years.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the last 1 minute.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, John.
No
It is
problem.
so nice to meet you. It's so nice to
really
see
nice
your
doing-
nice area.
I appreciate. I love doing this, so it was great for me
Okay.
too.
Can you show us your bird houses the last time?
Sure.
Okay,
And I'll show you my shop here
because
too.
I want to take some videos. Yeah, yes, you work here.
Yeah, so I built this about 4 years ago, the shop. I added it onto the house. It's a mess, but I use a lot of nail guns that help. Lots of table saws and stuff like that. It's a lot of cutting, and I rip the sticks. It's hard to see them, like this pail right here.
Yeah,
So
yes.
it's a lot
John,
of
it's
cutting. but-
about to close the meeting. We don't have much time. The
Okay,
last
no problem.
seconds.
They can look online on Facebook, Extreme Birdhouses, and YouTube.
Okay, I will
And there's
share
lot-
that.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff on them.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you so
Okay,
much. It's so nice
you-
to meet you.
Thank
You
you,
too.
John.
Okay,
Thank you.
you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you, everyone.
Say bye
Bye
bye
bye.
to John.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Take
you,
care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, John.
Bye, John.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.